This week on Edmunds Live, we're talking about different brand segments and how some of the cars introduced here at the Detroit Auto Show affect them. I'm joined by Mike McGrath, Jake Kavanaugh, Aaron Riches, and Ed Helwig. Now let's start off with trucks, because I'm pretty sure there was a rather significant one introduced here in Detroit.
Most definitely. Ford pretty much knocked it out of the park with the new F-150. All aluminum truck, obviously first for that segment, and I mean that's a huge step forward for trucks. It took almost 700 pounds out of that, and that does a lot of things for them because it not only will improve the mileage, but it allows them to up the tow ratings, because less weight, they could just add that right onto the tow rating. So they're going to be well above their competitors in both mileage and tow ratings for at least the next few years. So that's going to give them a really big edge. And
not surprisingly, there was a lot of traction on Facebook and social media in general about the F-150. Vlad Sorkin says, I think that's a misprint. They meant to say the all-aluminum sports car sheds 700 pounds and adds a turbocharged engine.
Yeah, I mean, they not only already had the only turbo engine in the class, they added another one on the low end. So, I mean, they're trying a lot of different things. They're not doing a diesel like some people had hoped, but I think they're thinking this turbo strategy is going to help them better in the long run. So, you know, we'll see about that, but they've got so many other new features on this truck that, you know, you could go on forever, but all of it going right at the core buyer who's, you know, looking for all the latest stuff in a hard-working truck. So.
Yeah, and there was some, you mentioned some of the features. They had the keyless entry for the truck, the tailgate. You just press the button and it goes down. Man step was improved.
Yeah, the man step no longer has the grab handle blocking your access to the tailgate if you want to slide something over it. It's integrated now, and people have mocked that feature, but it's great for anyone who can't step 42 inches up into the truck bed. They get how people use trucks, and they make their trucks to help people use them.
Let's go on to sedans, and specifically luxury sedans. There was 3 similarly priced ones introduced, but they're very different and cater to different shoppers.
There's the TLX, and that is obviously a precursor to the replacement TL production car. They're also going to phase out the TSX, so the TLX is a little shorter than the old TL, but still very roomy, and it comes with 4 and 6-cylinder engines. And a couple really interesting new transmissions. 8-speed dual clutch automated manual and a 9-speed automatic for the V6.
And like the RLX, it's going to have the precision all-wheel steer and super handling all-wheel drive available with the V6.
And that 8-speed automatic, people say, oh, it's a double clutch, but it's got some trick features like a torque converter that make it drive like a real automatic and not sort of that laggy, slow performance that some dual clutches have at low speeds.
So you're getting the fuel economy benefit, but it still feels like the automatic you're used to at low speeds.
Yeah, they're saying best-in-class fuel economy. So they also said it's lighter as well. So they've incorporated a lot of new features to try to up the fuel efficiency and the performance at the same time.
So let's talk about the Hyundai Genesis.
The Hyundai Genesis is interesting because before the styling was kind of derivative, but now it's obviously crisp new sheet metal that was designed with an eye toward North American sales. So I think you now could potentially consider the car for styling alone. Plus you're going to have better handling, better ride, nice new interior. The only thing that really isn't new are the engines, but those were already strong for that price range.
And how about the C-Class?
Now that they've got the CLA, which is going to be their new volume seller, it's going to be their new $200+ a month lease, they can make the C-Class something really nice, and they have. If you go in and look at it, the styling is Mercedes styling, it's round things, but everything you touch and see has really been thought about for a luxury buyer. It's not the entry-level Mercedes anymore. It's a level up, and really this C-Class could be considered a 2-step jump. It's not only to do a new model, but they pretty much put it in a new segment. And beyond that, it's available in 2 trims right now, 300 and 400. The 300 has a 2-liter, and the 400 has a 3-liter. They're both turbocharged, they make good power. For the time being, it's only available in all-wheel drive, only available with a 7-speed automatic.
Well, let's move on to a completely different segment, subcompact cars. And although there was only one introduced, it's arguably the one that really made subcompacts relevant again, the Honda Fit.
Yeah, certainly in the U.S., I mean, until the Honda Fit came along, they simply weren't an established segment, or certainly nothing was there and no one was buying them, and automakers thought no one in the U.S. wanted subcompacts until the Fit came along. So here you have an all new Fit, and it follows kind of the same philosophy as the old Fit. It's just a little bit more in every way. It's actually, well, smaller on the outside, but bigger on the inside. So there's more rear seat room, there's more cargo space, significantly better fuel economy, it's more powerful, they're saying the handling is much better. So it's basically everything but turned up one. And you know, it's got potential to really reclaim some of the glory it had when it was initially introduced in the US, although now it's got a lot more competition, right? You have the Ford Fiesta, you have the Chevy Sonic, and the Toyota Yaris, which, to be honest, isn't really as much of a player now because it also hasn't been refreshed in a number of years. But definitely the new Fit is looking to recapture some of its old glory.
And a lot more available features. You can get leather and a sunroof and a touchscreen interface, heated seats.
Do the Fit seats still fold every which way like they did before?
Yeah, the new Fit has the magic seat, and I haven't seen it in action, but it's certainly not going to be less capable than the old one, is what they're saying. And also, to your point about the features, if you look at the Hyundai Accent in that class of car too, and they offer a hatchback and a sedan, and the Fit only offers the hatchback, but you know, maybe that makes the hatchback version of the Fit more competitive because they only need to make one, not two. I don't know, we'll see.
All right, let's go to our lightning round. Out of all the cars introduced here at Detroit, what do you think represents the biggest change?
I'm going to go with a very commoner's car, the Corvette Z06.
Ah, yes.
The last Z06 was great. It had that 7-liter naturally aspirated rev-happy motor. This new one has over 100 horsepower more from a supercharged V8 and really steps all over the ZR1's performance. And they're saying they're going to offer it at roughly the same price as the current Z06, which really puts everyone in the world who builds a sports car on guard, or at least it should. This is going to be great.
Jay?
I think the F-150 definitely, with the technology that it brings and the aluminum chassis construction, total game changer in the pickup truck segment. Yeah, they're leading the way, and certainly the other truck makers are going to follow suit, but Ford has a couple-year head start at least. If they're not already starting to develop aluminum-bodied trucks, they're going to have to start immediately because the Ford, it's so much lighter. The fuel economy is going to pressure everybody into doing it. They're also offering a 2.7-liter EcoBoost V6, so now they've got a powertrain portfolio that consists of 4 engines, and while they don't have a diesel yet, they've got enough in their current powertrain offerings that it'll hold them over for a good long time and still offer really good fuel economy.
Aaron?
For me, it was the Hyundai Genesis, basically for the reasons I mentioned earlier. I think it's finally a car that looks like it was meant to belong in North America from the start.
Ed?
I think the Chrysler 200 made a really big step forward. I mean, before it was so underwhelming in all respects that it just wasn't on people's radar. And now you got a car that looks like you know, it belongs in the mid-size family sedan segment. The interior has the quality and the features that people are looking for. So I think it really could change a lot of people's minds about Chrysler, and that's, you know, what a mid-size family sedan really needs to do.
Well, that's it for Edmunds Live. Make sure to check out all of our coverage from the 2014 Detroit Auto Show at Edmunds.com.